Good morning, 11:33 and 22 seconds. 4-T, the century, pursuit of the golden truth and flowing and directing the golden truth and the golden light out there, illuminating the path of righteousness for everybody to jump on board. And it's never too late to change. And this is the best time to do it because we're in that transitional, transformation, change level phase that we're in. Now it's 26, wow. The 26th of the 6th, 2026. And wasn't it on the 6th day our Creator created man? Okie dokie, so... Now, let's just put things in perspective. Have an open mind and know all about our heritage. Now, as far as I can think back now, us white men, as people call us, white man because of the colour of our skin, that's just how our Creator put us here, not our fault. That's just the way we is and as it is. And that's the golden truth. We've been fighting against ourselves, haven't we? If you look through history, with the Roman Empire and going across Europe and so forth, basically left Japan and China alone. And the African countries and so forth until later on in the centuries. But let's just put it down when the Roman Empire, yes, went through the European, which is white, mainly white skin again, through the and then the Franks, and then originally over to England as Celtics, Angles, Saxons, and Jutes, and a few other tribes, I guess. But we all got together, we integrated, we assimilated, and we all bred together. That is the difference today, in today's multiculturalism. Miscalculations. Yes, multiculturalism started off great, but when you look at the White Australian policy and all the Europeans that came here, they assimilated and integrated with us. Now, no fault of the Arabs. It's how they've been indoctrinated through Christians through the Jesus Christ teachings, true teachings. And have a look at the Ethiopian Bible for some hard truths there. But through Jesus Christ teachings with the Christianity. And I do believe there's a lot of Muslims crossing over to Christianity. But it's always been a battle between the Muslims and the Christians too. With Jerusalem and the Crusades, and then we have this truce with Saladin and, was it Richard? King Richard III, the Lionheart or whatever. Anyway, it was another white leader from England that had a truce with the Arabs. That truce has obviously been broken now, hasn't it? Fast forward to the 21st century. And not only that, we lived through Ice Ages, Bronze Age. Then I was a part of the Bell Beaker culture. And over in, I think it was Yarman, which horse riders, great horse riders and, well, horse riding skills. That was their skills. The point is, my family's made it all the way through for a reason, meaning and purpose, obviously, isn't it? Through that blood lineage. We've seen civilizations and leaders come and go, but we're the true chiefs of those tribes, and mainly the Celtic. the Celts, the Pendragon, the Chief. And it's been, my blood, it's been unaltered, and it's a direct flow. It's a direct flow right back. And the proof is in the pudding through my DNA. But as I say, most people's heritage is, and their blood lineage just goes back to the Celts, the Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes. And you had your Van Goghs too. But the point I'm trying to make is we're warriors and conquerors in each of those tribes until we united, integrated, and assimilated in. And then I was always thought that Anglo-Saxons here in Australia, but we're not. We're Celt. We're Celt Angles. We have much, much strength. We're survivors. And our bad governments have enforced a hell of a lot of crap onto us. And it just came on then with Chris Pine, and Bill Shorten, which had two headaches in themselves anyway. Have a look at the history, see what they sold. All these private assets that were sold from the public. Too right, we're angry, we're upset, but we control our emotions because there's more than one way to skin a cat. We do it the right way. God's way. God's plan, God's glory, and God's kingdom. Did people forget about that one? Anyway, so white man over through the centuries and so forth, we're wiping out ourselves. Until we saw the light and we started integrating and assimilating with each other and breeding with each other. Breeding with their women, our men, our women, their men. So we became one big tribe of Celt Angles. Now I think there's only about 50% of us that survive. As I said, living through all those battles and scars, wounds, trauma, which you've taken into this life as your rebirth, life, death, rebirth, transformation, reformation, restoration through planet Pluto. And if you remember, you remember. That's a good thing. Bringing your memories with you into your next life, as I have. Took me a while to remember, but I remember everything. That's why your mastery of everything. And why I've got this authenticity blueprint. God and the universe works in mysterious ways. But yeah, went back into Australia because this is our culture now. We've made, and as I said, many of our families were forced here as Celt Angles from England, as you know, the history. Now 11 ships. There was 11 ships. Funny about that, isn't it? 11. Illuminating the path of righteousness and go back to new beginnings, new foundations. And we colonised it. And I show no offence to me brothers and sisters, the first Indigenous tribes that were here before us. As I said, my family was forced here and we made friends. They're our brothers. Without the Indigenous tribes here, we would be dead, literally. They gave us food. There's a lot of history that just hasn't been, the history books have been distorted and fiction. There was a curiosity against each other's with those Indigenous and our peoples. Don't like saying this because we're all earthlings. all earthlings, put here to have a human experience. But now your spiritual side is opening. We've had the battles. We've had the victories. We are conquerors. We know that. But we also live in peace and harmony and in the higher frequencies and higher vibrations with your higher collectiveness and your higher consciousness. We've gone past all those battles. And this government, our bad government, and as I say, it's not all in our government. There is good men and women in our government also. But let me just say this. Was it Howard that took us to war with Iraq because there was weapons of mass destruction? WMDs? Did they find any? No. So obviously it was all about oil, wasn't it? They can say what they bloody were like, but oil. I spoke to an Iraqi pilot that defected to Australia. He came into Australia. He was shot down by the Americans, and he came to Australia. Now, when I was doing security, so happens to be at Regent's Park, there's a key there, isn't there? Anyway, Regent's Park, he was doing security and he relieved me. And he told me a lot about Iraq because he was a pilot in their army. Now I thought, how good is Australia to let someone in that was fighting against us, and we took him in with open arms. Racism doesn't exist until you put racism in the spotlight. And it's a card that's just, the card is being burnt now. There is no racism. Otherwise there'd be no Greeks here, there'd be no Italians here, there'd be no Arabs here. But once you push the killed Engels, once you push our heritage comes out into us, that fighting spirit. In our 230 years of culture, and we've blended and assimilated with the Indigenous peoples, Indigenous tribes, earthlings. We're all earthlings. It's like the separation game and division game again, dividedness. We're all earthlings. Doesn't matter about the colour of skin, that's because where you were at the time, because it's cold over in Europe and so forth, we didn't get a tan, and our skin didn't tan up for the climate where we were. And that's why the Aboriginals are where they are too, and the colour of your skin, I think it's only about 1% of your DNA anyway. It's irrelevant. It's your spiritual side. And this is when I meet people, I connect straight away to your spiritual side. Your human side's too much ignorant, arrogant, ego-driven, egotistical, and just not aware of a lot of things. Because they're like this, got the blinkers on. Or they're just looking at a frame with no picture. But anyway, that's 50% of Australians' heritage in your blood is Celtic Angles. Or Celtic Angle. And I think it was a big miscalculation. But as I say, it's not all, it's some. The fanatics, as I said. You can let any fanatical in here. Christ, you might be fanatical having a meat pie. And someone accidentally drops a meat pie out of your hand, you get aggressive with it. That's being fanatical. Instead of saying, oh, sorry, mate, and I'll buy you a new one. That's all you got to say. Sorry, mate, I'll buy you a new one. I'll buy you 2 meat pies. Just chill out. We're all peace and harmony. Because that's where we've evolved to. And it's invigorating. And it's a great mass awakening. Unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, unavoidable. Awake, rise and shine to new beginnings, new foundations, because I'm capable of big, big, big things happening from my master number 22. And as I illuminate in the path of righteousness, everybody can climb on board. It's not a problem. Never too late to change. Never, never, ever too late. Once you see the golden light and the golden truth, yes, it goes bing, bing. Wake up, wake up. A monoculturalism. Monoculturalism. Well, it can't be any worse than multiculturalism, can it? And as I said, it was all up to a certain point in time, until the last 30 years, that we were letting the Arabic culture into Australia. And the Sudanese. Nigeria. There's good and bad sides of those countries. You only let in the good people. Our bad government has let in the bad peoples. You want to come here and assimilate and integrate and breed, mixed breeding, that's fine. Don't come here and start trying to do another tribe. Like, didn't you guys leave all that back in the old countries and you came here to have a better life for yourselves? It's a privilege being here, and you're taking it for granted. You got no gratitude and no appreciation of being here. And as I said, some have, and some just haven't, and some just will never get it because you're too pig-headed and too much in a trance. In that trance, you got to realise it's not your fault because you've been indoctrinated into that trance. Everything's got to stop. Everything's got to start flowing in the right ways, in the natural currents. Because the energy is distorted. And the energy never stops. It transforms. But let's get out of the knots, untie the knots in those energy fields, and let it have a straight line again. As the golden energy flows in for your golden crown, your crown chakra. All your chakras should be aligned, fully receiving and transmitting now. And you should be centered, balanced, and ground yourself on your spirituality, your spiritual side. Get out of the human side. All right, let's get into Celtic angles. And this is what I'm here. I'm here as an emperor with the regency of the blood lineage. Time to wake up. Wake up, everyone. With your biology and your DNA. Your codes within your DNA, and you're being upgraded. And you wait until you get the next upgrades within your DNA. You'll soon come to that realisation in this civilization, and we have stabilisation, and we get rid of the destabilisation. They did this left at the moment is way left, and it's distorting the facts. It's making porkies up. It's fiction. They're liars, and too far right is going to be no good either. But you balance it. It's in the middle. So it's hard, but it's fair. It's hard, but it's fair. Right in the centre. Left and right, balanced. I don't know, they call it, is that conservative, whatever? I just call it the balance. The scales of justice is balanced. Not too low and not too high on both of it. It's balanced. The scales have been balanced. And I'm all about justice with a capital J. And then the judgment and revelations. Because we're revealing what has been concealed. And that is the public assets. I didn't realise, I came to my self-realisation that so many public assets have been sold. There's thousands of them now. It's sad. They sold one mining company I looked into for $2 or $3 billion, and they totally underestimated the value. And when it was floated with the shares and that, well, within 6 months it went up to $8 billion. So the populace was robbed about $5 billion there. That is historical facts. The Habsburgs forgery. Historical facts. Being exposed twice. Twice wasn't enough. So its tentacles went elsewhere within our governments. That's why you got bad governments that are just liars. They're a part of the Habsburgs forgeries. Now it's going to go away because I'm exposing it for the third time. Third time lucky, I guess, isn't it? Which is very, very fortunate that I came across it to expose it so we can depose it once and for all. A lot of things are gone, and that's what I said. Multiculturalism worked from the very start, I get that. But then you look and see what other cultures we were bringing in for the last 30 years. If you don't want to assimilate, integrate, mix in, just mix in, simples, mix in with each other's males and females, of course it's not going to work. And it's English here. It's English. 30 years ago, that's what I mean. It started up in the Cabramatta with the Vietnamese white right. If you leave your country to come here, why bother coming here? You might as well have stayed in the old country. English. English is the universal language of the world as earthlings. Embrace it. Embrace it. Because I can't see another language coming here anytime soon. Embrace English. Look where my ancestral blood lineage comes from, all the way back over there in the Puranis. Long, long time ago. 4,000 years ago. The mother of the mother of the mother and the father of the father of the father. And that is saying something. Something that cannot really be fully explained, but it's just in sequence, like that card there, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unexplainable because it's just there. It's just there. And it's there for a reason. Meaning and purpose. I'm here to assist, support, and help. And that is everyone. Everyone. Dear. Things to make you go, Well, I really thought this would be easy, waking everybody up, but divine intervention, divine timing, God's plan, God's glory, God's kingdom, and it'll happen when our Creator wants it to happen. As I sit here as his messenger and visionary on Mother Goddess Gaia, illuminating the path of righteousness, everybody can jump on board, never too late to change, and we go after the unrighteousness, and that's why trying to divide Australia again with religions. We had the Protestants and Catholics here. We just knew we were in a new country. And we were too busy trying to survive in a harsh environment, bushland and the heat. And we've done it. We've done it well. with the help of the Indigenous tribes. One big tribe now, one big tribe in Australia. Now, I don't know where they get off, these Islamics, trying to come here and upset our apple cart. Why do it? Why not mix in with us? Through our heritage, you know how brave we battle. If we want to go in the battle, us Celts, Angles, trust me, look through the history of it all. And we defend ourselves. This isn't about attacking like our bad government did with Iraq and Afghanistan. That's invading. I thought we were better than invading. But once again, was that taken to a vote to the populace? Did we say we wanted to go to war? This is what the old chiefs used to do. We'd get the peoples together, the populace together, and say, and it used to be a vote. A vote. And if you're no good as a chief, they'd kick you out and put someone else in there. And this is what should be happening now. Our bad government should be getting kicked out. You can see that the populace doesn't want it, and Bill Shorten brought it up. He said, 33% of the people of Australia are going one nation. But what about the other, 67%? Well, Mr. Bill Shorten, what about Albanese getting in with only 30%? He gets 30% of the vote too. Thanks for bringing that up, Bill Shorten. Christ, you guys are hypocrites. Hypocrites. And you contradict yourselves. These are just bad. As I said, Chris Pine, mate, I'm 60. I remember when you were in government. It was all bad, and that's why we're in a mess now. If you, Bill Shorten and Chris Pine wanted to fix this, you would have fixed it. But you just, I don't know, you just devour devour money for your own self, your own selfish gains. It's all about your own selfish gains. Wait until you go into the afterlife. Money's not going to help you over there. And this is the new wealth order. This is why the new wealth order is crumbling. Because we don't believe in that materialistic crap anymore. I don't give a shit if you pull up in a Ferrari next to me and I'm in a battered old Holden or something. They still do and serve the same purpose. Get you the A, the B. One might just have a bit more comfort, but who cares? I'll sit on a pillow on the seat of my car to make it more comfortable. Make do with what you got, and materialistic stuff it doesn't cut it in the 21st century in our higher spirituality, because it's all about you being righteous here and doing the good things here. You keep doing the bad things in those lower frequencies in the lower worlds, you're going to keep coming back in the bad evil world to try and fix your bad karma. Anyways, each to their own. Eights. Karma. Eights, karma. See how it's all connected through the universe and connected so much with myself as an emperor? Come on, guys. Come on. Let's get this ball rolling. People power. And I'll stand in front of you, mate. I'll stand in front of you. I'll take the first bullet if I have to, just to make you guys protected and safe. The children of the Lord and the children of the revolution. 1515. The big break. Celtic angles. Unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, unavoidable. That's our heritage. Our culture will change. As I said, transformation with and adaptability. We had great adaptability back then, and we got a great adaptability now. We stop all immigration. We put our English-speaking signs back up. I don't care. You can have grocery shop above, and you want to put Arabic or Vietnamese language underneath, because that's how it used to be over Cabramatta. They used to have, because I went to a great, I love, as I said, I love all earthlings. All earthlings. Okay? Unless you've come from another planet or you've stepped through a transporter pod, we are earthlings. And that's why you've got the Galactic Federation here also. And you can believe that or not too. I don't really care what you believe out there, but it's a matter of coming to the golden truth and the golden facts, and it's right in your face with those facts. And this is why Tommy Robertson, stop believing the mainstream media. All the mainstream media is controlled by the left. You can ABC and SBS. Oh, is it monoculture? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Wow. Why was that card there? Wow. Okay. Multiculturalism, monoculturalism is like what's happening now to us with the monopoly, the mono corporations. You've got a monopoly with the Liberal and Labor Party. That's a monoculturalism there, because they got a monopoly on the political arena, domain. Time to wake up to the golden truth. And I see things from even in the tomb, because that's my authenticity blueprint. It's my gift. And then my gift I share with you guys and girls. Earthlings. This is what we've got to get through to everyone on Mother Goddess Gaia. We are earthlings. And once you unify with all that, that's unreal, that one. Wish coming true. And if you had globalisation where you didn't have the wealthy trying to control everything, and you had the geniuses, liberation of the intelligent, you had intellects at the very top, your philosophers, and that's why the Arabic and our culture just doesn't mix, because we got different philosophies. Death card. Transformation. Scorpio, Pluto. Well, I've been informing you guys through my transmission, life, death, rebirth, transformation, restoration, reformation. All happening. A slow process, but in the timelessness, it's happening. Because the wish is coming true. 1111. 26 of the 6, 26. Wow. The death card. Oh, forgot again. The HMA is Sydney. We know what happened. God bless their souls and RIP, and thank you for our service and sacrifice. Amen. Love and hugs. Love and hugs. Unconditional divine love flows out to all earthlings residing and living on Mother Goddess Gaia that we know as planet Earth. With 230 years Celtic Anglo culture and 60,000 years of the Indigenous culture. Tribes, and now we're one big tribe because we've united and integrated and assimilated, and it's all about peace and harmony. But we will, and I kid you not, we will defend ourselves. Proven in the past. As I said, anyone here is welcome with open arms. You don't want to assimilate or integrate? Well, that's your own prerogative. But I tell you what, you're not going to be welcomed here. And that's a fact. Because that will just breed. There's a word for it. It's not racism. Unfriendliness. It's unfriendliness. Because if you don't want to be friends with everyone and you just want your own little bubble or your own little village, it's not assimilating. And you're being unfriendly. And brighten up. Chill out. You're in Australia, you should be happy. Everyone should be happy to be Australia. If you've got aggression here, there's something wrong. Like, I don't know, Australia's the best loving country in the world. I'm a bit biased because I've lived here all my life, and my foot's been on the soil through the first fleeters. But what I've seen and how I've grown up here, we've been a loving and caring race, and that caring has been taken away. Fortunate enough, or it's just great enough that I've got that caring and I've got that love here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here as the emperor. It's a selfless gig, but someone has to do it. And when you know your authenticity self through the cosmic universe, galaxies, and our Creator himself, the Most High, well, you just step into your platform, don't you? Step into where I was on my past life. All flows in with you, all comes across with you. Wheel of Fortune again. The lovers. Love. Because it's the greatest mass awakening, unstoppable, irreversible, inevitable, and it's a great mass awakening. Voila, abracadabra, awaken, rise and shine. Yes, and Carl's stepping up. See what happens? Now you know. Tommy was telling the truth. He was telling the truth. And you know how he was telling you the truth? Because it's just happened to you, Carl, hasn't it? Stay strong, mate. Look, I've got your back. Your emperor has got your back. Don't worry about it, Carl. Because we're waking up the masses. And when everyone fully aligns and comes up to our higher frequencies, higher vibrations, and the penny drops, and the new beginnings of the new dawn, a lot of people will be patting you on the back, mate. Patting you on the back. Because you're helping and supporting and assisting the greater cause. One big invigorating experience. And some people might never wake up. Doesn't matter. Because we got the Emperor. Don't you see it? Don't you see it? Wake up. Wake up. Been a long time. Well, what was it? Well, I know it's been 700 years since the Roman Catholic massacred us all. Because they're going in the tower. They're going in the tower and we're having a rest. But God's plan, God's glory and God's kingdom, different in the tower. Okay, so we begin with the reading. Wish come true. Moderation, patience, flowing, self-realization. And then you have self-realization in our civilization, in the golden truth civilization. Facts. And then we dissolve the destabilization. As you all know, the bad government, not all but some, will be dissolving, decaying, because falsehood it doesn't keep up with the golden truth. And the golden truth will squash the falsehood. Because we're in God's favour and God's grace. Simples. And we are conquerors. You're in for a lucky break. It may come as a happy news, experience, new opportunities, or an exciting acquaintance. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time. It is not a coincidence, but a gift from fate. Okay, 1-1. No such thing as a coincidence, it becomes an incidence. Everything happens for a reason with meaning and purpose. I sit before you as an emperor and it's no accident you being here. Galaxies, universe, and our creator. And my charisma. And my righteousness has pulled you in. To loosen up and listen and be retaught. Deprogram you guys and then reprogram you, re-educate you on the golden truth. All this falsehood and fiction books you've read, now start reading the golden fact and the golden facts, and which you can still look up in this point in the moment. Start off with the Habsburgs forgeries and Archduke. How absurd. Gotta laugh, I tell you. Because it was like a kindergarten kid putting it together. He got 5 scribes. I think it was King Rudolph, got 5 scribes because the blood lineage, the true blood lineage, kicked him out of the circle of truth, the golden circle of truth, and he didn't like it. So he made his own Archduke up. It's pathetic. And this is what's happening now. Our bad government is just pathetic. They're idiotic and moronic. Start putting a bit of intelligence in our government and a few descendants from the First Fleet and the elders from the Indigenous tribes that have been here for 60,000 years. Don't you think the Indigenous tribes have been doing something right when our bad government has stuffed it all up in 230 years with their selfishness and corruption and greed. They're greed. Start getting in your spiritual side. Why? You're human, you still need it because it's your flesh and blood, and that is your soul travels in. We all travel in this vessel or vessel, depending on how you treat it. But you got to treat it well-being. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good luck. Great guides, progress, justice, structures, systems, processes, conditioning and rules. Now you know all about my capital J. My capital J stands for justice, because we are conquerors. You are on the right track. Remember your heritage, Celtic Angles, and then the Saxons and the Jutes. But we assimilated. We got our act together and we bred together. And spirituality, there is no religion with spirituality. But the Christianity, being Christians, through Jesus Christ, true teachings. From the other side, someone from the other side, Jesus Christ, has your back and encourages you to try your best. Let the Holy Spirit flow through. You will succeed and absorb all those energies, and decode it all, decipher it, and you disregard some of it. And that's where it all comes to your gut feeling again, your gut feeling. You will succeed, observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall into place. A bit of a sore neck, bit of a stretch. One of them days. It's been raining for 2 days now. Bit of a cleansing. All right, so 1, 2, the eights now. The eights, remember the eights? That's what I said, the Emperor. And flying through the solar white wizard with the Jaguar. Ready to pounce on all this evilness with the Puma, P-U-M-A. That's why I assimilate and integrate with all my energies. And it's like just sitting on the shelf within my vessel, and those resources I dispense whenever I feel like it, because I can. It's part of my authenticity makeup. And strength in numbers, people power, karma, balance, finances, success, wealth, cycles. And what goes around comes around. Their bad karma and this bad government is biting them on the arse now. A lot of money is coming your way. Now, money can be any abundance. But don't fall for this materialistic plane. That's another one of the devil's temptations. Because then it just leads to greed and that disease where, I've got $1 trillion in the bank. Stupid, isn't it? Stupid. It probably sounded stupid, but that's what it's like. You know, money won't get you into heaven. Simple as that, the wealth. And that's by the New Wealth Order. And they're probably doing that. Behind our backs. And wealth is nothing compared to your spirituality. And that's something they don't have, and that's why they do those surrealism, satanic rituals to invite more demons. Yeah, we'll get on top of it. As I said, God's plan, God's glory, and God's kingdom. And I sit here as a messenger, to get rid of those ones sitting with those wealth. Because the wealth, it's like a bit of a I'll see what I got up my sleeve so we can take that wealth off them, I guess. Got to do something because that wealth, as he said, he can buy 170 countries. Well, why isn't here getting all those countries stuck with no food and so forth? To have that so much wealth, it's insanity. It's insanity. Even billions and billions of dollars. Why do you want to look at that every day for? And when they wake up to themselves and they go, whoa, my spiritual side, some, perhaps it's too late for them. And this is why you went through the Renaissance. Was it the Renaissance side? That was about wealth too. Like, come on, all those mansions now are just being walked away from because they know that it's lost. Well, that kind of wealth has lost its popularity. It's all about being comfortable. Like I can see the young ones now. Yeah, sore neck. Must have slipped the wrong way. Are walking away from it because they know it's near impossible to own a house. And I know all those backpackers that went around Europe and so forth, that enlightened you, didn't it? Because you've got houses over there, well, over 1,000 years old now. We build houses that'd be lucky to last 50 years. Or we knock down a house that's been built for 50 years and rebuild another one. Pathetic. It's pathetic. And it's ridiculous. Anyway, let's go on to 1515. The big break. I think it's funny what I just did before. Well, I betcha that's what they're doing over there now. They're probably bathing in money. Makes me sick. Makes me sick when there's people starving. They got no empathy whatsoever. Innovation, focus, creation, progress, forward movement, skills and goals. And wherever the devil is, as I said, you can work in with the devil. You work in with everyone. Until he goes against you, and then you defend yourself. All about defending yourself. And when you defend yourself, you also go on the attack. That's what Celts, that's what us Celt Angles do, because it's in our blood. Because we are conquerors. An opportunity, help, extra cash or other support is coming your way. So keep going, have fun when performing your tasks. The most tremendous success comes from passion. Passion. All efforts will be rewarded big time. And another thing I might add, with this racism being a word they created, I do believe, I think it was in the 14th century to divide once again, and the populace falls for it. Well, it wasn't much the populace could do then, because it was like, the word is the word and spread the word. But they controlled the narrative big time, didn't they? Now we're controlling the narrative. We're the author of our own selves. And this social media, they're trying to control the social media now with Carl Stefanovic. Put it back up, Carl. I'll give you strength, mate. I'll back you up. And Carl, interview me. I'm up front. I'll tell it as it is, as you can see with my previous programs. I'll call out those lobby groups. I'll call out them selling all our public assets. When they done away with the White Australian policy from 68 upwards to 74. Gough Whitlam and Malcolm Fraser. Malcolm Fraser actually got caught with his pants down over there in the lobby, over in America, See, I read the paper every day because I could. And it was coming through the Daily Telegraph. I used to read the Daily Telegraph, sometimes the Herald and sometimes the Financial View. But I practically read that paper because I could in the job I was doing as a security officer or a security operative. Now I was my own boss. People only came on site if I let them on site. If they were bad people, they didn't get past me. When I ran around the North Shore doing my Patrol 31, being an armed guard, I was stepping in many mansions because they're alarm responses. I'd done alarm responses on the North Shore and all the way from North Sydney all the way out to Hornsby. Now that was also the Hornsby girls and boys schools out that way, and Defence Force sites that made the Lockyer, I think it was, well, the missiles and so forth, and other aerial things of Lockyer. There's another one too. Done many sites, but I walked in a lot of mansions, and those mansions were the sandstone buildings built probably in the late 1800s, 1900s, and they were all empty. Beautiful furniture, but they were all empty. And I used to go in, turn the alarm off and walk all the way through them. And they're haunted. They're haunted by past spirits, I guess. But you never show fear. You just walk in the darkness. The only thing that's going to hurt you is another human being, another earthling. Okay, so I guess they were watching me, but with me strength and my spiritual aura, I was well protected. I didn't have any confrontations. The only one I had was in a leagues club where he hit me and I stood there and said, well, is that your best shot, mate? But I'll tell you right now, and believe it or not, his eyes rolled back and they were dark. They were black demon. He had a demon in him. And anyway, my colleagues threw him on the ground. And I said, how dare you hit a prince? And he knew. And the entrance, because you got the entrance, isn't it? Entrance to many things. The police came, I had the Crown Sergeant and the Commander, and they took him away. Now, I don't know what happened to him today, but never come across his path again. But it's all about having strength. And everywhere I walked, I protected myself. And plus, I protected the populace and I made you feel safe. So you could sleep. And that's when you're sleeping, that's when you need to be protected. That's when you're most vulnerable, isn't it? So we got the deaf card. We done the 1515 card, didn't we? No, the big break, innovation, focus, creation, progress, forward movement. I think we did. And goals, all efforts will be rewarded big time. Because I'm capable of making big things happen. Ain't that the truth? Hey, mate. Celtic Angles, it's in your blood. We're in battle once again. No fault of our own. We're just protecting ourselves and defending ourselves. The death is not about literal death of anyone. It represents the death of a project, plan and relationship. It's the death of our bad government. It's being destroyed, dismantled, and it will soon disappear and decay. As I said, the Liberal and Labor Party, they don't want you talking about multiculturalism because they've had a monopoly on this. A monopoly. And that's part of their monoculture. Do you see it? mono corporations. We're going mono back to our true identities that has been here for 230 years. Yes, we do have a culture because we assimilated and integrated with everyone, and we opened our arms and embraced everyone that came here. Now when we are embracing and open our arms to give you a hug, you're pushing us away. What do you want us to do? Just take being pushed away? We defend ourselves and we protect ourselves. As I said, that atrocious act on Bondi, whether it was against the Jews or not, doesn't matter who it was against, we're all Aussie diggers here. Aussie diggers. You've got to get this through your head. We're in peace and harmony with each other in Australia. How could we go to a war with another Arabic country when you're going to have suicide squads and jihad here? They have brought their battle to our shores, Australia. And if no one can see that, there is something wrong with you, because that is the golden truth. If you can't see that, that's what I mean. You're looking at that picture, you're just looking at the frame, you are not looking at the picture or the jigsaw puzzle we put into that picture for everybody to see and open up your eyes. Death. Destroy existing life, then die and be reborn. Jupiter, expanding, exploring. Like in a big excursion now. You're going on another school excursion because you've been deprogrammed, reprogrammed. And back to your true heritage on planet Earth. And our culture now belongs in Australia. And assimilating and integrating with everyone. And without the Indigenous, the lovely Indigenous tribes, we wouldn't be sitting here. But another country would be, another nation. Related to luck, influenced by changing external circumstances. This is what we're doing. Embracing, adaptability, acknowledging, accepting. And I accept anyone from any foreigners, from anywhere, if you want to have that transformational adaptability to our way of life. And as I said, you can put your words up on your shops, but put it under English. And you must speak English. I don't know what happened there, but you had to speak English once upon a time in Australia. Once upon a time, you had to speak English to come here. Once again, for our bad government. Sagittarius, Jupiter. And another once upon a time you had to have 100 grand behind you to even come here. And now that's what I mean. Word gets out because the mobiles and social media come to Australia because we're suckers, because you can live on our welfare payments and our health system. And that is a fact too. I've heard it. If you want to walk in the traps of the Australian populace, most Australians will tell you this. Instead of sitting on the tall poppy syndrome, you won't know jack shit from the tall poppy syndrome. Sagittarius, Jupiter. The appearance of the Wheel of Fortune is an opportunity to accept the flow of events. Just go with the flow. To have a new opportunity, a lucky beginning, a better situation, and the coming of the God of luck. And all religions believe in the Creator and God the Almighty. So do they want the wrath of our Almighty, or do they want to please Him? Well, I want to please Him. I don't know about you guys, but I'm here And I know for a fact I'm his messenger and visionary for everyone else to see, illuminating the path of righteousness for everybody to jump on board. And it's never too late. Never too late to change. And we go after the unrighteous, don't we? Because we are lovers. The unconditional divine love flows out and directs it to each and every one of you. I harness and pull in the energy from the royal star Antares, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, if I didn't say Pluto, Saturn, the big ring around Saturn, and the sun and the moon, and many, many other stars that I haven't even mentioned. But I let it all flow in. I let all that energy flow in. And as I say, decode it, decipher it, store it for when I want to use it. And that's the powers that be that flow into me. They're all the resources that I can use at my disposal as an emperor. And you all balance it and harness it. It's much, much great energy that you have to absorb and still be stable. You've got to stabilise it all. Through the emperor. That's what the emperor does, basically. Now the lovers, you all know the lovers. The lovers reflects the challenge of choosing a partner. We all partner up. We are Celtic angle of a partner falling in love in a relationship and a promising future. As I said, it's not being racist, it's the true golden facts on who and how, what our heritage really is. We embrace that heritage that's made it through the Ice Age, the Bronze Age. 4,000 years, uncorrupted. Father of the father of the mother of the mother. That's who I am. I am who I am. Here to help and assist. And support. Get through all this mess. And I know that through the Arabic race, I've met many Arabs through my time. Arab tribes. Some are good and some are bad. That's in everything. Well, we get rid of the bad and we just take the good. As I said, good men and good women. Exactly. See how I don't put anything in front of the men and women? It's just good. That's the only thing I put in front. Good. Good men and good women. That's why I'm illuminating the path of righteousness for everyone to jump on board. So we're all nice and cosy and smug and warm. And it's never too late to change. And we've got a lot of defectors now, haven't we? A lot of people are defecting. Because you're opening your mind and seeing the golden truth and back into your higher collectiveness and your higher consciousness. And that all flows back into your spirituality. And then instead of having a human side, you're having a spiritual side. You're casting out this human experience of being invigorating. Because now you have the emperor, and masculinity. This is what we put back into the males through the education system because they're being demasculised. So we put the masculinity back into our male children. And the femininity back into the feminines. Males and females. Two genders, What you like to do with your life down the track after 18, that's entirely up to you, and that's your prerogative, okay? Represents authority, power, and as I say, see that arrogance there? That's what you throw away, or you balance your arrogance. But it's good just to throw it away, your arrogance and your ignorance and your ego. Presents authority, power, and 4, the Emperor, heirs, and Mars. Mars, action. Action, the art of war. We protect and defend ourselves. The Emperor has enough masculinity and full of majesty. He has power to control everything. Bet your life on that one. And then death. As we say, bury the hatchet, and new beginnings. And we destroy this tall poppy syndrome once and for all, because it's evil too. New wealth order. As I say, I've got many things up my sleeve to destroy once and for all this new wealth order. Tall poppy syndrome. And they're sitting at the top of the food chain, our food chain that shouldn't even be there, because our food chain operates on the blood lineage, the regency of the blood lineage. Our biology, which they infiltrated and hijacked it and created their own belief system to brainwash and manipulate the populace, because they controlled the total narrative back then through your town criers and so forth. Until this point of the moment of the matter. And I sit here for a reason. And you've all got to climb on. You've all got to climb on board the 11, 22 and the 33. And we go after and rout out and flush out the unrighteousness, which is your bad, your criminals, your gangsters, your critters, your creatures, your demons and your monsters. Just one word for it, isn't it? Evilness. And the universe communicating with us. You all should know this by now. It's beautiful, because you've got the 11111 and then 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Let there be light. Let there be light. Lovely chatting with everyone. Chakras. I forgot to do the chakras. But you should know, because I pulled roughly the same card. The Lover's card, well, the Death card is... Your Death card is your heart chakra. The Lovers comes from your heart chakra again, doesn't it? Because your unconditional divine love flows out and is directed in flows of currents now, going across those patterns, energy grids, ley lines that you just can't see, but you can see me, and seeing is believing in the flesh and blood. The Wheel of Fortune. Was she sacral, Wheel of Fortune once again. And then the Emperor, which you know is firmly rooted on the ground, the root chakra. It's a great mass awakening, unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, unavoidable. And wakey, you know what comes next, but wakey, rise and shine, abracadabra. And it's all about stabilisation. If you got all this mass energy flowing into you, quite easily be unstable. And as I say, there is dark energy forces out there too. And it's funny, I seen a cartoon with Pauline Hanson once, and you got to remember, mono, they've had a monopoly on us, the populace, for the last 700 years. And now you got mono corporations. Start waking up. Stop doing silly questions to the wrong people. You've got to start. And the left, the far left, how far are you gone with your spirituality? I sometimes believe now that the devil's temptation is on the left. Is he going for this greed and selfishness? The left has got to wake up. Everything, because I tell you, when the shit hits the fan, these lefties are going to run and hide because they're cowards. They're cowards. They got no strength. They got no oomph. And these lefties are like Albanese that have been here in Australia at dog watch. As I say, start putting a few descendants in there, and our beautiful brothers and sisters, the Indigenous tribes that were here for 60,000 plus years. So obviously they were doing something correct to survive that amount of time in the linear time. Timelessness, well, they'll probably hear more and longer. There's probably another lies that they've told us about the Indigenous tribes all over the world. I'm included as an Indigenous tribe of those Pyrenees, Pyrenees, I think. Pretty bad, isn't it? Coming from there 4,000 years ago, but as I said, my memory is slowly coming back to me. Everything, because that's why your mastery of the universe itself, because we are a part of that universe and our creator and all the archangels, angels, mastery of everything. That is why I've got the triangle of enlightenment, 11, 22, 33. Embrace it. It's a gift I'm sharing. Scorpio, the royal star Antares. Mars, Jupiter, the wood dragon. Have a look at the wood dragon. Well, see how imperial the wood dragon is and who it is gifted to. Emperors. As I said, Alexander the Great, and then the Ming dynasty, and there was another one too. I said I was looked that up, but I haven't looked that up yet. Very, very busy, embracing all my energies and stabilising oneself with your balance and harmony and your frequencies. What have we got? I don't know what's wrong with that TV. Change, transformation, change. With the 8. Change. Order and peace. And protection. Wow. Everything I've just been explaining, informing you guys in your higher vibration, higher frequencies, has just come out with the cards. We have change. We embrace the change. Get rid of the monopoly with the Labor and Liberal Party. They've got a monopoly, a monopoly. And the mono corporations, the mono political parties. That is why they're trying to have a go at Pauline Hanson, but they've done it themselves. Pig-headed, hypocritical fools they are. Moronic and idiotic fools. Because we have plenty of protection. As I say, I'll take the first bullet for anyone to make you guys feel safe and protected again. And this is what an emperor does. And a true leadership with his true leadership skills and devices and gifts that I hold to the beholder. And the triple eights, you know what I feel about the eights. And also, we are conquerors. It's the great mass awakening. Unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, unavoidable. Awaken, arise and shine. We embrace all foreign matter here, no matter where you come from. We open our arms up and embrace you until you go against us, like anything. You go against anything, go against the flow, you're going to just drown yourselves anyways, because you're going against the cultural flow. And then once again, like our bad, evil government, not all but some, you try and force it upon us. We don't want halal food. We never did. That was our bad government doing that again. And for some reason, they don't want to go against yous because the stupid racist card again. You're not racist. You know what we are? We're patriots. And we're very patriotic because my ancestors came here and put their first foot on this soil and we embraced the Indigenous tribes because we were forced here. We love in harmony with the Indigenous tribes that have been here for 60,000 years. We've been here for 230. And look how screwed up the government's done it, our bad government, selling public assets and so forth. And not only the Indigenous tribes, they've screwed us over. They've made a mockery of us and treated us like fools. But because I see from even in the tomb, and I see the golden truth through all my gifts and the gifts I give to you, and I am standing up for you guys and supporting and helping and assisting what an emperor does. And you guys, a lot of you guys out there too, have got to get off your high horse and embrace it and acknowledge your spirituality and stop treating it like some kind of joke and laughing at it. As I say, if you're going to leave these foreigners in their culture ways with the Shari law and stuff like that, yous will be the first ones to bloody leave because that smirk and smile will be wiped off your face. You'll see what monsters these foreigners and truly are. And it's not all, it's some. It's the fanatics. It's for the fanatics within those tribes. As I said, I've met plenty beautiful people, but I treat everyone as an earthling. So I treat everyone the same. Race doesn't exist in the spiritual realms and the reality of the matter. The fiction has created that back in the 14th century to divide you guys again. We're all mixing in nice. Didn't matter what colour you were, male, female, we're all mixing in. Everything was going lovely, until the Habsburgs stepped in and started taking words out of context and using words for their evil, ugly selves. Okie dokie, I'm going to put the angel oracle cards away. As I said, we're very patriotic and patriotism, and our heritage is Celtic angles. That's why I sit here as the Pendragon. Duh. Pretty straightforward and pretty simple, isn't it? And we come in peace. But by crikeys, we defend ourselves. We defend ourselves. That's what defence is all about, isn't it? And we patrol our borders, our boundaries, and we don't let the bad ones in. And then our bad government just flies them in by aeroplane. And then there is no quarantine. Oh, wow, bird flu's just popped up again on the radar. Funny about that. No quarantine. And you've got that other virus going around on that cruise ship, which they've all been released from quarantine now. So what do you think the New World Order's going to do? Try and put you under a spell like the COVID-19 again. Can't go outdoors for 2 years. Won't happen again, will it? Because you've got an emperor here. And the reason you're here is you know I am telling the golden truth. And it's all in my blood lineage. The regency of the blood lineage. Hey, us Celt Angles, here to fight another day. Never left us. It became dormant. We're dormant no longer. Because we're defending not only us, we're defending our ancestors. The sacrifice of our ancestors gave for our freedom. But now we have the liberation of the intelligence. Okay? We embrace it. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, amen. Take care. Stay safe. 4-T, the sanctuary pursuit of the golden truth. Let the golden light flow in. Mediation with the meditation. As I say, we only want good men and good women here, and embrace wherever you go within planet Earth as earthlings, because you respect wherever those earthlings live. Whether I go overseas to any country on planet Earth, it's another divide, isn't it? But I'll abide by those rules. And if you don't abide by those rules, well, you get locked up. And if you're committing rape, crime, and so forth, and another thing, these Muslims are they're controlling our jails now, because they've been locked up in our jails, and our jails are full of Muslims. Now, believe it or not, whoever runs our jails has a big say, because they're bad, evil men. They control the outer perimeters of that jail too. Scientific and documented facts. This is why your capital punishment comes back, an eye for an eye. And it's all about respect. Amen. Bye for now.